I'm a lecturer at the Kenya School of Law, where I facilitate training on trial advocacy. And this afternoon, I just wish to have us think about the advantages we have as Kenya, the diversity we have as a nation, the unique attributes we have, and how we can leverage on these, on making language meaningful, even as we seek to have the law serve the people it was intended to serve. I grew up as a son of parents who are both Luya, or better put, Avaluya, and up to the age of 10 years old, my brother and I would communicate fluently in Olumarama. Then, when I was 10 years old, we had a cousin who came from Nairobi. He came to study, to do his class 7 in upcountry where we were staying. And the reason was, it was thought that studying in Nairobi was disruptive. You couldn't pay attention. So because he'd come from Nairobi and he couldn't communicate in Luya, we had to begin communicating in Kiswahili. So my Luya became very rusty. So I went to high school where communication was mainly in English, same to university. Then when I had to take my pupillage, I took my pupillage up country. So we'd go to a law office and the client comes in and you start trying to get instructions from him in English or Kiswahili, and he's really struggling. But the moment you switch into the very rusty Kiluya that my vernacular had become, the client feels at home and he now narrates the story with all the authority he can. And this made me now have to polish my vernacular again. And this to me looks like a wave we have in Kenya. That one big advantage you have in Kenya is that a child can, just through the normal school system, without having to go for a remedial class or special classes on the weekend, by the time they are through with Form 1, they can know 4 languages fluently. So they might know their vernacular, being the language their parents speak. They might grow up in a neighborhood, a different part of Kenya, so they learn the language in that neighborhood. So it might be Luo, but the parents are working in Kiambu. So the child gets to know Luo from the parents, Kikuyu from the neighborhood they are growing in. They go to primary school, they learn English and Kiswahili. Then he or she might go to Form 1, and then they learn French through the normal system. So he'll know 5 languages by the time they're in Form 1. Luo, Kiswahili, English, Kikuyu, and French or German. So those are the advantages we can take advantage of as a country, our diversity, and just reflecting on the importance of communicating to our clients or the people we serve as legal practitioners. I'll just borrow from some words which I've had experience hearing as a legal practitioner, or even some I picked from a colleague who is a magistrate. She posted them on social media. So the lawyers, how many would know what stroke 2 is? So somebody comes and tells you, ndugu yangu amestakiwa na stroke 2. Of course, that will be robbery violence under section 296(2). Another one might come and tell you, watu wa Neema walikuja wakavunja kibanda yangu. Neema, of course, in Kiswahili means grace, yeah? But the person will be meaning the National Environmental Management Authority. Another client might come and tell you, tunataka kushtaki kaburi. Literally translated, he's saying we want to accuse the grave. I don't know if it makes any sense. But what they actually mean is that they want to file succession proceedings. Now, the one the magistrate posted on social media, she said they went to remand. And then this client lamented that every time, in fact, let me put it as she put it, mimi kila nikienda kotini, hakimu wangu hayuko, natumwa loketo. Those who love rumba might think loketo is about music. But loketo to the common man actually means reallocation. Okay? Of course, the Court of Appeal is referred to as the Kenya Court. There is somebody referred to as complainer, who actually is complainant. Then there's even a word called condemn. Mtu wangu wako condemn, which is actually the condemned wing. So we need to take advantage of the diversity we have in Kenya, our ability to just plug in and interact at different levels, and use this to make our service as lawyers relevant to the people we serve. About that wave of knowing your language when you're a child, then you lose it along the way. It's interesting because later on in life, you find people really get again to love their vernacular. And my father made me get interested in a radio station called Mulembe FM. So I tune to it sometimes on Sundays. I listen to people like Barak Muluka and others. And it's interesting, my younger brothers also just got interested into this radio station. And I was amused when, around the World Cup time, I'd gone to visit a brother of mine, and he was reversing his car, and of course the radio came on. And I was amused to see that he'd tuned into the World Cup on Mulembe FM. You can imagine the World Cup being broadcast on radio. It's hard enough to follow a football match on radio, but football match in vernacular. But those are the unique things about us Kenyans. And I think we can take advantage of that and just make sure our people benefit from the services we are able to offer as lawyers. Thank you very much.